Hey everyone, Toby here, one part of Toby and Layla with my incredible group of gangsters. I never know if it's this way or that way, so let's just do both. We got James Jordan in the house, a very successful young entrepreneur that's been running with us for a while, filled with empowerment and leadership. Awesome dude. We got Kat and Romeo, the epic duo. Over in Costa Rica, and you never know what they're going to bring. One week they might bring and show you training on how you can generate 1,500 free likes on Facebook, and then the next week they might show you this giant bug that looks like you could kill you and your family. And then right next to Kat and Romeo is one of our amazing super women ladies that's been with Layla and I since the beginning of time, Marisol Dennis, who's been leading an army of women herself. So we've got a great, incredibly value-packed board of directors for today. I did send the link out to a couple of other people, so as we're going through shit today, yep, I said shit in the middle of the afternoon. Hopefully your computer is not on loud at work. Let me just, well, I invited some other people, so if they come on and they come on with their camera all loud and stuff goes crazy, it doesn't really matter, because what you'll become aware of is the more sounds surrounding your computer screen or your iPhone or your tablet right now, the more sounds that you're hearing. When you hear them, you'll actually become aware of how more focused you are on the words that are coming out of my mouth and Marisol's mouth and James's mouth and Kat and Romeo's mouth. So this is the Quick Will Sessions. We're doing a live Q&A today. So during the next however long we go, you can either type them below the video right now on this page, the quickwillsystem.com/hangout, and then I'm also going to go over to YouTube, and you can type them below the YouTube video on YouTube, because we're obviously live on YouTube also. Now this is just freaking me out right now, because I've got me in the Hangout picture, and then me on YouTube, and then me on the page, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's a sexy man, but it's too much sexy man for the middle of the afternoon. So first off, let's start with why we started the Quick Will Sessions, and why is it called Quick Will Sessions? Well, when you think about life, being 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years span, whatever the case may be, whatever you're lucky enough to spend on this earth, quick wealth to the average person, they never really get wealthy, but for quick wealth, they would assume 20 years or 10 years. And now with the internet being around, people are saying maybe 5 years. Well, what if we showed you a way that within a year or within 6 months, and with some people within 90 days, they're able to live their dream lifestyle? Now, it doesn't mean they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars right away. It just means they're making enough money that they can detach from their job, detach from their shitty career that they hate, and they can spend and invest each day with loved ones and doing activities that they love to do. That's, to me, is wealthy. You don't have to have millions upon millions upon millions in the bank, but if you can sustain your lifestyle comfortably without having to stress or worry, then you got the biggest thing of all, and that's wealthiness in your health, state of mind in your health, and your state of mind in your reality. Because now you're not waking up thinking, damn, I've got to go to my job. You're waking up thinking, ooh, what am I doing today? And when you wake up with that new excitement, that is when you're set free, my friend. So what if we could show you some ideas, some principles, and some methods and some trainings that could allow you to tap into that? What would that be worth for you? Well, the smart person would say it would be priceless. So at any time during this Q&A, you feel the urge to learn more about what we're doing, if you feel the urge to, you know what, take that leap of faith, all you got to do is click those buttons below. It's going to bring you over to a training video that's going to lay out in clear, crystal training exactly what it is that we do online that allows us to be hanging out with each other at 12 Eastern during the day on Thursday, rather than scurrying around an office hating what we're doing. Even though I'm looking outside, and we're up in Canada right now, so it's a little dreich. That's a Scottish term for you, dreich. The sun isn't shining. It doesn't really matter, because in our household, the sun is always shining. So if you see Kat and Romeo sitting outside in a balcony there with, I'm sure, some tropical pterodactyl-looking creatures going to fly by at any time because they're always in the most incredible places. But it's a state of mind, right? So basically, we put together the Quick Well sessions to help people for free. Now, that's what's hilarious. Someone over the past month, if they watched every training, we started out with zeroing in on your target audience. Actually, we started out giving everybody a 20,000 square foot view of what and how internet marketing and affiliate marketing is, and then we moved the most crucial point in your business, and that is knowing your customer avatar and your target audience. And then we moved into marketing. So we've basically shown you how you can start any business or market your business more effectively to generate results. Now, before we get into the Q&A, I just want everybody to come out just briefly and share one, like Marisol, you just shared a thing you've been doing with your Snipply training that we're going to be going through, but just share a little bit of insight of what you've been able to do personally, or what you've been able to do or see in your team over the past month from this Quick Well session. So Marisol, you can go first, my dear, since you're unplugged, and then Kat and Romeo, you jump out.
Okay, well, it's been absolutely amazing. What I love is that the willingness to come out. You know, I have people from all over the place, all different time zones, and they hop out, and when they can't catch the 12 noons, they catch the replays, and then I'm getting like, wow, that was incredible. You know, a lot of people gave me some great feedback, Kat, from your training last week on Facebook, and you too, Toby, about creating ads. As a matter of fact, there was a post right before that was asking, you know, does anybody know some good training on Facebook ads, from one of my teammates? And I was like, yeah, just tune in, 12 noon, you got it, you know. And she was so excited. So she's starting her campaign, and she'd never done a campaign before, but she feels confident enough to say, hey, you know, I've got step by step, I've got the workbook, I've got the training, and I can actually go out there and implement it. And it's given her the confidence to do that, whereas for a lot of time, she's been sitting back saying, you know, yeah, Facebook ads is what I should be doing, but I don't know how. And so that kind of fearfulness has kind of stopped her. And now I just see her bursting out saying, yeah, I got this. This training, especially the step-by-step workbook, she was really, really thrilled with that. So in terms of the Snipply, I think that's going to be reserved for underground, what we're doing with Snipply, right? When they come on in, like, woo, but I got to tell you, that thing is cray-cray.
So if you're wondering what Marisol's talking about when she says Snipply, it's a little tool that we have found that you can basically ethically rob Facebook of its traffic to any website that you want to promote. And yeah, we'll do a little training on it maybe next week when we do a social media arbitrage training. I think that's maybe what we'll do next week. But all of because that's not like in the email I wrote today, I said if you can ask any question that you want, and we'll answer. But I said it's not going to be like other Q&As where someone will ask a question about marketing, and the person leading it will dodge the question and tell them that they'll have to sign up to get that. But that Snipply training is something that we're teaching our team. So we'll give you a brief introduction to it next week when we dive into it. But definitely when you want to see how, I was telling the panel before we jumped on here, that we've been able to generate 30 more leads a day. So to take our lead flow that we've had for years and generate 30 more targeted leads. And these aren't just leads that are curious about what we're doing. These leads are eager to learn and ready to buy. And that's exactly what we've been generating thanks to Snipply. So thanks, Marisol. Kat and Romeo, can you guys share anything that's been going on in your business or your team over the past few weeks thanks to the QWS sessions?
Oh, definitely. First off, there's a lot of noise back here. They're like chopping trees or bamboo trees or something, so don't mind the noise.
Yeah, I think they're making way for new real estate and stuff.
Which sucks because I like the trees, but the training has been phenomenal. Like, we've gotten ourselves, I mean, going from each week to week, starting with the first one, I remember, even for myself, is just because it's always about keeping it simple, right? And we've been doing this for a couple of years, and sometimes things get, you know, a little bit too complicated. We start to look at things a little bit, you know, too much. And I know that first session was really powerful in just bringing it back down to basics about creating systems, because that is what this is all about. That's how we've been able to create this lifestyle. And then going through, you know, the avatar, which is just so crucial. Like, this is like a cornerstone to business. And then going into marketing. I mean, this is essentially like just those 3 trainings. You, like Toby said, you can go out and you can improve your business. You can start a new business. You can
literally do anything you want.
Yeah, and it's all about creating systems online. And then also, the feedback we've been getting from our team has been amazing. It's like constant aha moment after aha moment. The feedback we've been getting from our list, you know, this is the biggest thing, that what you just touched on, Toby, that a lot of people, you know, they say that they'll tell you how to do it, you know, or, you know, have like a Q&A, and it's sort of like dodgy, like they don't really answer the question, and it's kind of like a little bit or something, or not even really, like you just kind of go around the bush, and then you're like, you have to get in to know more. And the biggest feedback we've had is that this is so real for people that they actually can see the steps laid out for them, that it's very clear as to what to do. And that in itself that's a huge thing that I think is a need in the industry, because a lot of people do market like that, where they kind of try to give you something but not really, and it's just trying to get you in, and then it's like maybe the information isn't even there. But it's like giving everyone the goods. Like, these are the goods, right? All you gotta do is just do it. You just gotta go out and take action on it, and it works, right? We've seen our own business improve, and with our team, and the feedback we've been getting from our list. So it's amazing.
Well, thank you so much. You guys are a part of that incredible value. All right, James, if you can share something that you've taken away personally, or like you said, like we've been talking about in our team, because it's in our industry, it's not just what we're doing that counts. It's actually better if your team is out producing you, because then you can do less and make more money.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. I appreciate being on here. I think what the biggest thing that I've personally taken away from this whole entire quick wealth sessions, and my team as well, is just really getting dialed into who your ideal customer is. When I started to put together that training, it made me go back to the basics of everything, just like we've been talking about on the panel, because when you can simplify your business, that makes it very duplicatable, that someone who's brand new, who's never been able to do these type of things, can go out and start implementing these things right away to go out and start getting results. So by taking everything back to the core of who it is you're targeting, who you are as a person, just really allowed me to start to get dialed into who is it that I'm seeking, and being able to emphasize this to my team. And they've been having some breakthroughs from that, just from that standpoint, because once you hone in on who it is that you're seeking to speak to, then where they're at just comes to you, and it's easy to go out and get leads daily and connect with people on a daily basis. So I would say those are really the biggest breakthroughs that I have had in my business personally, because I realized that I was overcomplicating everything. And from that first session, it instantly just made me be like, all right, dumb it down to a point where anyone can understand my business. And that made me understand my business a lot more, to where I could start producing consistently. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what's coming and what's already been here.
For sure, brother. Thanks very much for sharing, man. We appreciate you very much. So let's open up the floodgates right now for questions. If you've got a question on marketing, on sales, on persuasion, on influence, on life, on mindset, on how to play guitar, on how to cook the most amazing steak, it doesn't really matter what your question is, because there is no such thing as a dumb question, because someone might ask a question that someone else thinks is totally irrelevant, and then James or Captain Romeo or Marisol is answering the question, and they go off into a tangent, and they release this floodgate of incredible value and wealth, and 3 people that never would have thought to ask that question end up getting the one bit of information they need to move forward. See, that's what's so powerful about having an open platform where you can ask questions, because there might be some things in your business right now that you're stuck on, but you don't know the question to ask in order to move past it, but someone else asks that question, one of the leaders on here answers it, and boom, you've just gotten that piece of information, that specific nugget, that knowledge, that technique, that idea that allows you to break through whatever it was holding you back. So where you want to ask your questions is right below the video here on the quickwealthsystem.com/hangout. So the page, the awesome looking page you're on right now, just put your question in below and we'll answer it for you. Now, one of the questions that I got by email, the person was so excited for the Q&A, they didn't even wait until we were live. They just said, well, I need to ask this now. If you, and we get it all the time, if you and Layla were starting out right now brand new and had no experience in marketing, no experience in internet marketing, and you were a brand new person trying to market what you had online, how would you do it? Does everybody want to know how we would do it? We do the exact same methods that we teach here. It would be a two-pronged approach, because anybody that says you don't need free marketing and free strategies in your business, they're wrong, especially in our make money online, internet marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing space, because it's all about you and your story. It's all about you and your brand. And some of the most powerful ways to get your brand out there is free methods like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, where it takes invested time in order to do these things, but the time that you invest, maybe even in the beginning, it doesn't seem like your invested time is paying off, but after a week of consistent action, after a month of consistent action, after 90 days of consistent action, after 6 months of consistent action, you turn around, because you've just been running the whole time, you turn around and you look and you're like, holy shit, I got a few thousand people following me on Facebook. I got 10 likes and 15 comments on my stuff here. I got Instagram followers. I've got 4,000 views on all my videos on YouTube, and you're starting to generate a few leads here and there. Now, what's so powerful about free methods in social media is those leads that you generate aren't cold leads. Now, online there's something called, your cold traffic and your warm traffic. Cold traffic being someone that's never seen or heard from you before, clicks your link, and your content, your capture page is the first exposure that they're getting to you. Warm traffic meaning someone that you've built a relationship with, even if it's just a post or a story or an email, but they know you. And the quality of lead that comes from warm traffic from the internet is by none the best you'll ever find. Layla and I, for an example, when we were studying, and let me see if I can refresh this page, because I don't see any questions coming in, and I know a bunch of people had a bunch of questions. Maybe it's this page is frozen. When Layla and I were first getting started and we're hanging around all of these big internet marketers, they were asking, or they were saying that in order to make $100,000 a month, because that was our goal, $100,000 a month, how big would our list need to be? And every one of them was saying, on average, it's $1 per subscriber. So if you have a list of 10,000 people, you on average will make around $10,000 a month. If you have a list of 100,000 people, you on average will make $100,000 a month. Layla and I still, to this day, in Aweber have less than 40,000 leads in there. But when we first did our first $100,000 month, I think we had 13,000 leads. So what is the difference? Why are our subscribers worth way more than the average in the industry? Because of what we're teaching you within these quick wealth sessions, because of free methods. When we first got started online, had absolutely no budget for a paid marketing campaign. We had money, and we scraped and we begged and we borrowed to invest in courses and products which we knew we needed in order to be successful, in order to learn what we needed to learn, but we didn't have any consistent money in the beginning to put into paid advertising. So we went like absolute freaking maniacs and learned as many free strategies as we could. We did blogging, we did YouTube, we did videos on Facebook, we did articles, we did all this stuff, we were able to blow the industry standard of $1 per subscriber 10 times that value. In one of our companies, we've earned just under $750,000 over a few years from the list that has been marketed to was around 9,000 people. So you can see the impact of what we're teaching here for you and your business. You can dramatically increase your bottom line every single day in your business if you're focusing on free strategies through social media. But then at the same time, if you are focusing on paid stuff in the beginning, if you have a little bit of a budget in order to do paid marketing, seek out mentors because it will accelerate your results. Like we're going to teach a method. I'm going to teach a method to the team over the next week or so that we've been testing on Facebook that's been generating less than a cent likes on a fan page. Very targeted fan page with a ton of great community, a ton of great buzz and tribe aspect, and then also generating make money online and network marketing leads for less than $1. If you go to a lead broker and ask them, or a data broker and ask them for a list of 1,000 people, for the make money or network marketing space, you're going to be paying anywhere from $3 to $5, maybe even $10 for that lead. So,
Toby, I had a question that came in under one of my threads when I was posting about the Hangout, and someone says, "Can I make money without a list?"
A few years ago, I would have said no. I would have said no. You can't make any money without a list because it was so heavily driven around email. But now, with Instagram and Facebook and fan pages and tribes that you can build, you can actually make money without a list while generating that list. And
now, I'd like to add that if you make money without a list, that you put that money into an autoresponder so you could start building your list. Because
well, that's the thing. Like you can't do any proper marketing online without building a list, unless you're someone that's like 10 years behind and doing the old clickbank methods where you just send traffic to a page.
Yeah, so many marketers that have said, you know, the biggest mistake that I made was making money online without building my list, because you really want to have a following, right? A group of people that you're communicating with regularly. You know, you may have a primary business. You may sell affiliate tools, you know, to enhance that business. But if you don't have a list that you're constantly communicating to, that you're constantly reaching out to, you know, you're always going to be selling here, there, and everywhere, but it's not going to be easy. You know, you're going to have to keep repeating what you're doing as opposed to shooting out an email to people who know, like, and trust you, who know that you stand by your word, that you're not going to sell them junk, and who know that they can count on whatever product you're offering.
For sure.
To actually work. Kat, you were going to say something?
James, if you guys want to chime in on that, like either of those questions that came in, one about what would you do starting out brand new, and then the question that Marisol had about can you make money with a list. If you guys want to jump in, feel free.
Definitely.
Go ahead, Kat.
I have so much to say. So even what you were saying before, Toby, you know, it's funny because definitely it's important to build a list. Like that's your long-term business. That's your biggest asset. But social media is so powerful, and you know the stuff we've been learning. Like we started off with a list, and that difference that you were talking about between cold traffic and warm traffic, that is a huge difference right there. And it's crazy because we started a new list not that long ago, and really there's like maybe 200, 250 people on there, and we've made over 15,000 in sales from a list that small.
From that small list, yeah.
So tapping into a warm market is crazy. And on top of that, you know, these are strategies we teach, right? Like the Facebook marketing, the free strategies is what we also teach our team. And one girl on our team, she had no background whatsoever in marketing, had never done it before. She just started doing regular, you know, the stuff that we taught, and she got her first sale without even having a list yet. And it was just through social media. So yes to both. I mean, you got to build the list, but also know that just by implementing these strategies, you can start making money. And of course, income disclaimer, but you know, the steps are there.
Awesome, awesome. I would just chime in with, you know, if you're brand new and you're starting out, I would say go to Facebook. You know, when I first started marketing online, I started marketing on Facebook. You can connect with people one-on-one through chat, right? I've gotten signups from chat, posting in Facebook groups, quality content, your YouTube videos, stuff like that. And what we've been talking about with fan pages, there's so many different ways to connect with people on Facebook alone that if you just make the decision to, you'll find people who are interested in what it is that you're marketing and promoting. And when it comes to, you know, whether or not you should build a list, think about this. For example, if you're talking to someone and let's say they don't buy right away, why would you not engage them to go through one of your capture pages, for example, up front? That way you can keep in contact with that person in an automated fashion versus having to go back to that person, messaging them again on Facebook. They can see your emails, they can see your content that you're putting out. So it just gives you more leverage. And even though you can make sales without building a list, but I would, knowing what I know now, I would say that I would always focus on building the list first and building a relationship with that list on a continuous basis, and then just, you know, distributing them to, you know, like fan page, YouTube channels, things of that nature, your blog. It's important. But for anyone that's starting out as brand new, I say Facebook and YouTube for sure.
Yeah, definitely agree with the Facebook and YouTube.
For sure. And
I haven't mentioned Pinterest, but I had actually, my daughters have Chihuahuas. You know, everybody knows I'm the Chihuahua mama, right? So we started a Pinterest board on pets, specifically Chihuahuas. They started a Facebook fan page, and without any paid organic traffic whatsoever, they sell little tchotchkes for Chihuahuas, little dresses, and different things like that on their fan page. They have a link. But because of that Pinterest board has brought a lot of fans over. You know, they just started it pretty recently, but they're up to almost 700 people, but there's a lot of engagement, and there's absolutely no paid traffic. They don't do anything with it. But Pinterest is actually another really, really great way in terms of social media to get people to connect with you and bring them over to where you want them to go.
For sure. I just got a question on my Facebook chat. Samantha asks, it's pretty easy for you to market your story because you and Layla have made so much money online, but how does a brand new person market their story when they don't have any, like, I guess you're meaning like don't have any monetary success? Well, that's a great question, and that's something that we always answer with brand new teammates. And it was the same thing in network marketing when we were doing traditional network marketing. When we would be at the front of the room or on the phone, and someone would ask, well, how much money have you made? It's the same kind of thing. Like, if I haven't personally made this money that I'm telling people can be made, what do I? And it's a two-pronged answer. The first part, really, it's not about the money. Well, you think it is about the money when you don't have the money, but then when you have the money in the story, you realize it's not actually about the money. It's about what the money allows you to do, but more importantly, what the time freedom allows you, the way that you think. It's not what the money brings, it's the time freedom allowed that creates the space that now you think differently. For an example, when I answer personally prospecting Facebook messages or emails, 9 times out of 10 to get that person to sign up in whatever it is that they're going to sign up in, it's my responses is not about how much money we made. My response is not about anything to do with that. All I'm doing is asking questions about what they want. So the brand new person who's starting out online or maybe been online for a while and doesn't have the success that they want, they can market and how they influence, because basically that's all the story is doing, right? Your story is there for you to market indirectly whatever product or service it is that you're selling in a way that we as human beings like to be sold to, and that's through stories. We like to be communicated to through stories. Why TV shows are so popular, movies are so popular, why politicians speak in stories, why the best brands maybe not the best brands for us, but like Coca-Cola and McDonald's, all they do is talk about stories, because we love to take in knowledge and information through stories. So you're positioning your story to basically sell, but if you don't have this big story, how do you do it? Well, you create value in that person's eyes. And one way that we saw how to do that right away from a mentor of ours when we first got started was doing the list effect, or the list method, where basically you learn something, you implement it into your business, you share what that is, and then you teach it. So for an example, let's say that you are Samantha, someone who's brand new, and you go back and you look at actually, you can't even go back and look at last week's training on the week before. The only people that have access to those are people that are in our team. We share those with you. But basically, let's say you were on one of the trainings on Facebook and Kat and Romeo shared some ninja techniques on how to get 1,500 likes on a fan page in a month for free. You learn that. You immediately, now this is the key point, immediately go and implement that into your business. Then you start to share and teach what you've just learned. You don't have to wait 6 months until you've made $10,000 with that technique to share it. You've seen it works, you know it works, you've implemented it in your business. Now is the time for you to go out there and take action on that and share it. So the brand new person with no story in this online space can come on and have influence over the marketplace by sharing value on the front end. And that can be something as simple like one of Layla's most, let me type into Google here, YouTube, Layla. One of the most trafficked videos from Layla is a GoDaddy video. I just want to get the exact verbiage down. GoDaddy link. It was something she did, how to mask a domain or something. Or whatever it was. It was like how to mask a domain, something that took 2 minutes to shoot. So Layla had this question, went to YouTube, found out how to do it, then did it, and then shared how she did it through a screen video through like ScreenFlow or Jing. These are softwares that you can use to record your screen. So she basically just went on there, learned something, implemented it, and then shared it and taught it with our community, with our followers. Now, when we first shared that, we didn't really have a lot of people coming to our website and videos and whatnot because it was right in the beginning. But now, a few years down the line, there's over like 60,000 views on that video, and it generates leads and sales in our business from something that happened years ago on something so simple. So there's a never-ending amount of content that you can create right now, of how-to videos, of mindset videos. Take for an example, and then we'll go to another question if any of you guys see another question anywhere. Take for an example something I was just teaching the panels, the guys below on before we came in. One thing that I've been focusing on recently is lucid dreaming. Now, lucid dreaming is a pretty advanced strategy for being able to basically control your dreams. Basically, you're able to be aware of what's going on in your dreams and control them, so you can A, control that you have a dream, and B, control what you're doing in it. And that's one of the most powerful ways for you to really tap into the subconscious and tap into your enlightened power is lucid dreaming. So I've been studying lucid dreaming. I've been buying some books. I've been buying some Amazon courses, some ebooks, and basically just filling my mind with it and practicing it at the same time. And now I'm going to set up a whole campaign on lucid dreaming. So a couple of weeks ago, I knew nothing about lucid dreaming. I just saw the word being thrown around on TED Talks and other sites. So I started to study it. I started to enthrall myself in it. I started practicing it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a capture page and a bridge page, like we taught you guys in week 1. It's setting those up, and then speaking directly to the people that I know are searching for lucid dream, and I'm not going to go to Google to do that. I'm not even going to leverage YouTube. All I'm going to do is leverage Facebook and teaching what we spoke on last week with the Facebook training. I can go in and target people who live, and this is how targeted you can get. I can go in and target people that live in Florida, or I wouldn't really choose Florida. Is that for this topic? I would choose California, Washington State, Utah. I choose states where the to summarize it, the IQ is a little bit higher, or the way of thinking is a little bit different. And I would go in and I'd target women and men, but do it separately, from the age of 30 to 45 who make between $60,000 and $7,000 a year, who are interested in lucid dreaming. And then my beautiful face is going to show up on their Facebook profile on the desktop. It's going to show up on their mobile, on their iPhone and iPad and whatnot. It's going to show up on the right column. And I'm going to be speaking directly what they either have been researching, what they're into. Maybe they're studying a book. Maybe they're studying at school. But I'm going to be speaking directly their language about lucid dreaming. They're going to click an ad. They're going to come over to my capture page. They're going to come to my bridge page. And I am basically going to bridge the gap from lucid dreaming for them signing up into our iPass business. And how am I doing that? I'm basically just talking their language about lucid dreaming, my experiences with lucid dreaming, and then showing them what I do online to create the time that I can spend 2 hours a day if I wanted studying and practicing lucid dreaming. And that can be breakthrough, revolutionary stuff to everybody on the line right now, everybody that's watching, that there's so many different markets and niches out there that you can bridge, from travel, photography, how to learn guitar, someone that's battling cancer, holistic healing, someone that's an ex-military. There's so many different niches out there. You can then bridge that gap by speaking their language and bring them through a bridge page and leading them into maybe them joining your business. Because if you're thinking about it and you're interested in it and you're part of this online space, so might that person. So that's a way a brand new person with no success story can go out there and market, providing value in the marketplace, leading with value, creating influence over their subscriber and their viewer. And by using bridge marketing, you can target whatever you want to put people into your business. So incredibly powerful. Great question, Samantha. You can ask it on the page next time rather than on my Facebook chat. That would be awesome. You guys see any questions hovering around from anywhere?
No, I wanted to actually add something, because that list method, that is, like, that's it. That is exactly what we did. And also to have some fun with it, you know. It's really about, because I think everyone has a story. Everyone already has a story. And maybe sometimes us personally, we just need to reframe that and actually talk about, you know, talk about a time in your life where you had a challenge and then how you overcame that. And these are the kinds of things that start conversations on social media, and that's all it really is. You're just having these conversations on social media and learning how to bridge all of this, because bridging the gap, that's where we as marketers really develop our skills and our influence. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to put in too, like, you had a really funny post the other day that's like blown up on your fan page about how you made really big meatballs. I mean, like, it's just having fun with it, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna add something to that, some South Park thing to that, but then my phone, like, or I think my internet connection was going off. But yeah, that was
so funny, and it's just like everyone's commenting and like laughing, but underneath all that, it's like, why is Toby and Layla at home in the middle of the day with baby B making big meatballs, right? Like, it's just, it's how you position it all. So keep it simple, right? Like, you can also start with where you are and your story and have fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even when you become a well-developed marketer and you learn all these crazy ninja things and everything just becomes so complicated, at the end of the day, even if you're in your complicated techniques, you've got to keep it simple, because the brand new person or the person who's looking to be successful must always be introduced to it in a simple fashion. Otherwise, they're going to see it, and whether they're going to say, oh man, I could never do this, it's too difficult. So you got to keep it simple.
I have a question from someone who wants to remain anonymous, and I'm a little sad about this question. She says, everybody talks about video marketing, but trust me, nobody wants to see me on video. What do I do? I got to tell you that that's not true, number one, because how many people are out there thinking exactly like you? Exactly like you.
99.9%?
I know. And I mean, I remember, Toby, you remember, when I wouldn't get in front of the video camera, I was like nauseous, wanting to puke. Like, I just did not want to have anything to do with video. But there's so many people that need to hear your story. There's so many people that need to hear from you. There's so many people that would be inspired by you just cutting on the camera, even though you're terrified to do it, even though you think nobody's going to be watching, even though you think nobody's going to connect with you. And then you're going to find out that that's not true. That that's just programming in your brain that needs to be deprogrammed. That's just stuff that's in your head that needs to come out. That's just that flip that I always say that needs to be switched. So if somebody else wants to chime in on this, because
yeah,
I mean, that just broke my heart.
What I would say is, what I've realized personally for me myself is that anything that I have any ounce of fear in life and in business, I know that I need to take that next step and do that very thing. So whether it's video, whether it's, you know, learning a new marketing strategy, reading a book, right? Calling a lead, right? Doing all these different things, just by doing it, you get over that fear, right? And you're like, oh, well, I didn't die, so you could just keep going. And what that really is it's your ego trying to hold you in check of where you're currently at. So once you break through that, you know, actually, you're limitless. I won't say the sky's the limit, because then you become limitless, because you could go out and do anything.
For sure. Couldn't agree more, man. And whoever who shall remain nameless, if you see Layla and I now, we are like, people tell us every day, you guys should be on TV because you're just so natural and so funny and blah, blah, blah. If you could have seen us years ago when we first started video marketing, actually, let me see if I can pull up. While I continue to tell my story, I will post Layla and I's first video if I can find it in here. And you can laugh yourself until you pee at how terrible the video was, because we were wearing suit and tie. We were mumbling. I was calling myself Tobias, because that's my real name. Layla was very proper as we were speaking. And it was just, it was not natural, it was forced, it was just, and that was like our 80th take of that video, so you can imagine they were even worse before them. And so what I'm trying to tell you here, while trying to search for this video, is it doesn't matter what you're like in the beginning, and you owe it, I'm shaking you, you owe it to not only yourself, not only the people you love around you, but the thousands upon thousands of people that you haven't even met yet, you don't even know that they exist, who will see your video, will feel your message, and will get chills and goosebumps and cry because you're the one thing that's shown them they can do this. You're the one piece of information that they related to, that they could finally break free from the norm. And when you cut the camera on and you said that message, you could never know how many people and how dramatically you can impact those people's lives from that video. But if you don't do it, you'll never find out. So no matter, I'm basically, what I'm telling you in a roundabout, rambling way, is even the people that you see on video these days that look amazing, that are so natural, when they first got started, they sucked. We all sucked when we first got started. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's a brand new skill set. It's a brand new skill. I'll post that link in this page so everybody can see it later. But what I'm saying, I want you to really get, it's a brand new skill set. So like James was talking about, you live your life in this comfort zone, right? And everything outside your comfort zone, you're not comfortable in doing, hence your comfort zone. But every single time, whether it's tiny or whether it's big, that you step out from your comfort zone and do something you don't want to do, your comfort zone expands. You become more confident. You become more self-assured. You become more fulfilled. You become more productive. And each and every time you do these things, like cutting on the camera, like writing a blog post, like calling a lead, like showing up to a person's house you don't want to show up to, all these different things, you're just expanding who you are. And when you're in that journey and you're in that process and you're doing it and you're doing it and you're developing that new skill set, you turn around in a few months' time and you've got 10 videos or 20 videos or 100 videos or 300 if you're like us, and you're like, huh, I'm actually pretty good on video. Not and forgetting totally about the first time you did it, and you're like, oh my god, I am terrible, sweating, looks so uncomfortable, not even getting my point across. But it's cool and it's fine. So whoever to whom it may concern, who's remaining anonymous, ask the question. Put yourself out of the way. Put your ego out of the way. Put your self-doubt out of the way. Forget about you for a moment and think about the people whose lives that you can dramatically impact with you cutting on your camera. Even if your first video is 20 seconds long and it's you just getting out who you are and what you're doing. Because that first little video will roll onto another video, will roll onto another video, roll onto another video, and you just never know who you're going to impact, whose life you're going to save thanks to your video. So great question. Thank you for asking that and being brave enough to ask that. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. And just remember, people do not want buttoned up and fancy. People want you.
Like, look at this hairdo I'm rocking right now. Like, I don't care. I'm still the same guy who I am. Sweaty head. Just came upstairs from having a nice cup of tea and playing with my baby with my t-shirt on. Like, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter whatsoever. We're not in the industry where we have to look that way. If we were trying to generate leads solely for a law firm and we were targeting other lawyers or whatever, we might have to change how we look. But in our industry, where you're driven by yourself and your brand and your story, it doesn't really matter. So please cut the camera on, because you never know whose life you're going to impact. There's a question on the page. Yeah, your questions show up there. And there's a bunch of people that their questions had just showed up. Maybe there's something wrong with the page, so we'll go through them. Deborah, when I take selfies or videos with my iPhone in my hand, it's terrible. I've seen extenders. Do you recommend any? So basically, Deborah's asking, because 99% of the videos Layla and I shoot are on our iPhone, or they're on this Sony NX, it's like 4 years old, SLR camera, digital SLR camera. Sometimes we use a tripod when we're doing like whiteboard videos or a really like video that we're going to be spending a lot of money driving traffic to. But even then, sometimes just our iPhone video that we've held out has converted higher than other ones. Deborah, if you are walking with your iPhone, then of course it's going to be wobbly. If you're standing still with your iPhone or whatever and you're still doing a selfie and you're still shaking all over the place or whatever, then I would strongly recommend either getting one of those poles that you can attach it to, or wherever you are, just set it on something. Like 9 times out of 10, if I'm in the office or I'm downstairs, I'm just setting the iPhone on a counter or a dresser or putting a makeshift box on top of a table so I can get the height. So you definitely, and that's the thing, you can get away with a little bit of wobbliness, but you can't get away to where the whole video is just making someone feel seasick like they're on a roller coaster, you know. So definitely try things like, if you're not on the move, putting it somewhere, holding it somewhere, leaning on something. But if you are on the move, yeah, get the extender so you can be walking, because those are really powerful videos. Videos where you're walking or moving while you're talking, but the camera's staying still. Those are incredibly powerful videos. How you could do that is if you drive, get a mount for your GoPro or your phone on your dashboard, and then click it on, and then start driving. And then only briefly, of course, for safety reasons, you don't want to be staring at the camera unless you got the camera placed to where it looks like you're actually looking at them, but you're looking at the road. But it's cool sometimes to be just driving along and then quickly glance at the camera and then go back to driving along. It's a good pattern interrupt. And Deborah Anderson, if you are a part of any of our teams inside of iPass or Empower Network, you will get access to all the recordings. Just reach out to your sponsor and get them to reach out to us, and we'll put them on a page. If you're not, yeah, the only way to get access is by joining everyone inside iPass. Dan has a question. What is Sniply? Sniply is a tool that you can utilize to bring traffic from Facebook and other social media sites and leverage high traffic articles and posts, but put your ad, your banner, your content on there, and basically ethically steal and funnel that traffic from that post onto your own website. But that'll be, again, we'll do a beginner's training for Sniply, and then we'll do a pro training, and obviously the pro training will be kept for maybe even all-in people, black membership with iPass, because it's, you know, we pay, like Marisol, Canton Romeo, James Jordan, we've all paid thousands of dollars to our mentors and our sponsors to learn these things. So some things that we learned we're going to share, but other things you just got to get when you join the team, and that's all there is to it. Michelle says, she's been trying to get a few people to turn the camera on. The biggest way for you to get someone to take action in your business is by not telling them to take action in their business. The biggest and fastest way for you to get your team to take action is by you taking action, but you leading them down a path of self-awareness. When Layla and I were struggling in network marketing, traditional network marketing, building businesses on the phone, all that crap, and we started to develop a little bit of a team, we would be pounding the team with information on sometimes even just marketing, but information on the comp plan, information on how to answer every question that an objection might come up. And it wasn't until we focused our training 90% on self-awareness, meaning incorporating like Jim Rome, incorporating Tony Robbins, incorporating Les Brown, incorporating Danny Johnson, all these incredible people, that's when we start to see the results. That's when we start to see our team members who were from, I was about to say something probably I shouldn't say, from the middle of nowhere in Iowa. You can get what I was going to say, bum nowhere, in the middle of Iowa, who have never been confident their whole life, who are now sponsoring 2 people a week into their business, making an extra $600 a month because they have been given the training to tap into who they are. So the best way, Michelle and everybody on here, to get your team to move forward and produce more so you can make more money and you can help more people is to focus on them becoming more confident, self-aware, and fulfilled within themselves, because then all the other things, like all the how-tos, they figure those out, right? That's why Empower Network's been so dramatically profitable and so dramatically huge for all of our lives, because the majority of the training is not the how-tos, it's the how-tos of how to start thinking for yourself confidently to be productive. Do we have any other questions, or anybody want to chime into anything that we just said? If not, we're going to wrap it up if we don't have any more questions, so we can keep it within an hour. No? We're all good? Thumbs up, team?
Thumbs up.
So again, let me reiterate. Anybody that's inside of Marisol's team, Canton Romeo's team, James Jordan's team, Layla and I's team, inside of iPass or Empower Network, you get access. All you got to do is reach out to your leader, and you'll get access to the page that has all of these recordings on there. If you're not, then either join or you won't get the recordings. And then all of the elite training like how to get less than a cent likes and generate $1 or leads or less on Facebook, that's going to be kept for our all-in team. So basically, while you're watching this right now, if you are a part of someone in our team's team and you're all in, look out for a webinar we're going to be doing where I'm basically showing you how we've been able to start from no knowledge on these subjects and generate an extra 30 or 40 or 50 leads a day for our business from these platforms. So we're going to be doing a training on that. We'll probably break it out to like 3 or 4 trainings because there is so much to learn, and it's not like today was a Q&A, so it was all talking. This is implementation webinars where basically you're watching, taking notes, and taking action right away with the things that we are training on. Marisol, I just want to say you look so beautiful down there today. So guys, thank you so much for being on. We love you very much. And make sure to check out the recording of this up until the next 7 days, and then it will be put away because we'll be doing another one. So what I want you to do right now is take that feeling that you have inside of you, take that feeling of optimism. Maybe you're feeling a little bit like, what is this? And you're curious, but you know that there's a better way for you in your life. Do what we all did, where we took that leap of faith. We made that decision while we were sitting on a website like this. We were watching a training just like this, thinking the same thoughts that you're feeling right now, and we clicked the button below, and we went and we tried a system. We believed in what we were doing. We took action, and we changed our lives because of it. So make that smart decision today. I'm going to go downstairs and make myself some Indian food. Love you guys very much. Take care.
Absolutely. And remember, you're worth the investment. Peace out.